Okay, this is Sam, and my topic is obviously video games. In this video, you'll be watching me play my favorite game right now, which is Fortnite Battle Royale. It's made by Epic Games, it's extremely popular right now, so a lot of you probably know what it is. For those of you who don't, I'll explain it real quick. Basically, if you've ever seen The Hunger Games or read The Hunger Games, it's kind of like that. Basically, you fight for last one standing. You have to find weapons and like healing and stuff like that, and whoever's the final people standing wins the game. So enjoy watching that while I talk to you about all these studies that have shown how video games really aren't all that bad for you. I feel like video games get pretty perceived as all negative things in the minds of a lot of adults. It's probably because most of the time when video games are on the news, it's all negative stuff written about them. We as a society have feared that video games are making our children less social and more violent, and overall making us all stressed. I'm here to let you guys know that that is not entirely true at all. Yes, some studies show that a stressful in-game situation leads players to experience a stress reaction in real life. And other studies have found that when people play violent games, they are more likely to act aggressively in laboratory-based scenarios. Keywords there, laboratory-based scenarios. That is not real life. So, I'll give you an example of this. There was a study done where players who played violent games for 20 minutes were more likely to blast a loud noise at another subject when given the chance, which was considered an indication of aggression. And another study found that teens who played violent games experienced minimal increases in feelings of aggression, though the increases were barely detectable. So, what they don't tell you is that these increases were barely detectable, and that in some cases they might not even have showed up, but if they do in a little bit of them, people just want to make video games sound all bad when they really aren't. With all that being said, much of the research that has found a link between video game violence and aggression does not actually show a clear link between exposure to in-game violence and real-world aggression. For example, for most people who play video games, they do not walk around blasting strangers with loud noises after playing their games. This is something mainly found in settings where subjects are asked to do so. So earlier I said the keywords were laboratory scenarios, not real life. In real life, after you're done playing video games, someone's not going to come up to you and ask you if you want to blast a stranger with a loud noise, because it's just not what happens. No one does that. So if no one were to have done that to them, then they wouldn't have done anything differently than when they weren't playing video games. I play video games with guns in them all the time, and I don't go around blasting people with loud noises, neither does anyone else. And I actually don't consider myself a very violent person, so if these games were making people violent, I think I would have been turned into a violent person by now, and I'm not, and I've been playing these video games for years. Honestly, if someone came up to me and asked me if I wanted to blow an air horn at someone to scare them or something, I'd probably say yes. And my answer would be yes before I played video games, and my answer would be yes after I played video games. Just because I played video games, there would be no effect on my answer at all. Research has actually showed that while there may be some stress responses triggered by games, overall self-assessments provided by gamers fail to show a link between problems with social life, academic behavior, work behavior, or physical reactions, showing that if there is a negative effect, gamers themselves are not aware of it and it's not affecting their lives at all. So basically, I play games all the time, and for people that play games just like me, there could potentially be effects, but they're not feeling them at all. So there's basically no effects. So if there's no effects, there really isn't a big deal about people playing them. Something that I learned throughout my research that I actually found very interesting was that video games can help teach people skills and provide experiences that are needed to cope with stress in the real world. I never actually thought of it when I'm playing these games, but I guess I always am learning something new, but doing this project actually made me realize how that can apply to my real life. One study examined players as they played either competitive or cooperative games. There was a difference in stress levels after playing, and those who played cooperatively experienced a greater decrease in stress levels, but the difference was slight. Both groups experienced decreases in stress by playing the game. In addition, both groups retained positive feelings toward the other players, though there was slightly higher regard for those who were cooperative. This is another way in which video games can provide positive social experiences and a decrease in stress. Honestly, I talk to my friends like all the time on PS4, so if anything, that's making me more social, because if I wasn't playing PS4, I'd probably just be doing something by myself. So the worry that video games are gonna make kids like less social and stuff, I really don't see that, because nowadays you talk to your friends all the time through like your microphone and stuff. So I think I'm more social because I have a PS4, and if I didn't, I'd probably not talk to as many people. Other studies have shown that action-based video games not only reduce stress, but can sharpen cognitive abilities such as reaction speed. This can help gamers think more quickly on their feet and likely be more proficient in problem solving, which can reduce stress in other ways as well. Overall, there is a significant amount of evidence that shows video games are not only fun, but they can be great stress relievers as well. Personally, I think it's really cool that the entire time I've played video games that I've been bettering my problem solving skills, and that can translate into the real world. Like, it says that problem solving in the games, such as like this clip you're about to watch, we're up here, we have to get to the circle eventually. So to get there, we have to get rid of these people somehow. And me and Mason are the only two left on our team. We end up taking them out. Just like the way we do it is like us problem solving inside the game. That's me like practicing problem solving, so that way I'm better at it in real life too. Like, I've never thought of it that way, and throughout my research, like learning stuff like that, it's just like really crazy how video games can actually like translate into the real world so easily. Um, if you are trying to get into video games as a stress reliever like I do, there's different types of games you can do. So first type I would say would be casual games. These games can be picked up and played for a few minutes and then put down again. They can include simple challenges, short matches of gameplay, or the ability to stop and save at any time. Casual games are enjoyable because they can offer a quick break, a challenging but not stressful experience, and they can help you change your focus off what is actually stressing you out. So, for example, I wouldn't really consider Fortnite a casual game. At least for me it's not, because I take it pretty seriously. So starting out, you probably don't want to do this. I would say a casual game would be more like Pokemon or something like that, where you can literally save at any time and there's no like real thing you have to do at any certain time. Like for this game, there's certain challenges that I want to keep up with every week and stuff like that, which is like fun for me. But for the casual gamer, they're probably not going to share the same interest as me, so they probably shouldn't start with something like Fortnite if they're just getting started. There's also cooperative games. Almost all like console games are cooperative nowadays, like at least big name ones. So those are really popular. That's what I prefer to play. I play with my friends all the time, like I've mentioned, even though in this clip you're watching right now I'm actually playing by myself, which is kind of contradicting, but most of the time I play with my friends. These games involve challenges that can be completed with other players. There are several benefits to this. One of the main benefits is that players can create a network of friends throughout the game, which can be comforting and may also be empowering. Another benefit of cooperative gameplay is that players can help one another, offering symbolic support and enabling one another to develop problem-solving skills. These positive experiences and wins can feel empowering and build resilience to stress. And subjects have reported cooperative gaming can relieve stress and create positive feelings among players. So you'll just build like better relationships with other people, which just helps you build like coping methods for stress. Also, there's games that build skills that you can do. There's this app called Peak that I have on my phone. It helps with a bunch of different things like skills for memory, problem solving, mental agility, and focus, all sorts of stuff like that. There's all different types of video games, but at the end of the day, just find a video game that you really enjoy, because if you're enjoying yourself and you're having a good time, you can evaluate how you feel before and after, and if you feel better after, then you'll probably feel less stressed. So just find a game that you enjoy and have fun. That's pretty much all I got for you. There's only a little bit left in the clip, so hope you enjoyed the video.